Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Bronze Reaper. Excuse me, everybody. Welcome, everybody, and welcome to the Chocolate Man podcast. I'm your host, Rosalind Perkins, and today we got a great show. How important is role playing in a relationship? Today, that's a really odd question coming for a person, and not me, but to the coming from a norm. If you're just a normal everyday person, you probably just, you want the wham bam thank you, ma'am. Others want a little bit of role playing, want to be characters, want to it I'll say this. Things in my life I have role played. Things in my life I have done. But I believe role playing is a another form of expression. First time I ever role played was probably when I was 19, 20. I was an exotic stripper being taken advantage of. So I don't know how this girl came up with it, but she came up with it. I said, "Oh yeah, I fucks with it." I would say there's good things, there's bad things about it, and hold on one second. Okay, I might have to watch that later. But it's a great. I'll put it this way. Hold on a second. I'm sorry, everybody. Just give me a second. I'm just trying to fill everything out, and I'm sorry I started so late. I usually only do like 2.5, 3 hours of the show, so don't mind me. It's just I had a headache this morning, so I was like, oh yo, let me try to push it back. All right. Yeah, we look good. So I got it on the big TV today, and also too, I'm getting a new screen monitor. So yeah, it might look. I don't know if it's gonna look different, but it's a new monitor. I'm gonna give my two monitors to my daughter because I'm getting her a PC so she can play Roblox and stuff on it and stuff. So if you notice, like I know a lot of things is like looking different. That's the reason why. But yeah, back into the role playing and stuff like that. I don't know who started it. Actually, I'm gonna put it this way: I don't know who started the role playing, but I think to me, it has always been a great idea to do stuff like that. Um, I always tell people too, you don't have to be like a beta to do like anything like that. It could be something simple. It can be something with scenes. It could be stuff with cameras. It could be a little bit of anything. But me, I always had a, and this is why I always tell people all the time. Hold on, so I'll say this. Oh yeah, and I just bought me a an extra keyboard. This right here is wireless, so that's how it looks. It's wireless. Um, I'll say this too. I think there should be rules to everything, especially in relationships. Hold on a second. So I'm trying to get the feel of this now. Um, I will say this. I think I always tell people too, if you're gonna be in the entertainment life, you might want to do role play. It doesn't have to just deal with a relationship or a partner, but definitely role playing is great. With certain things, like say say you're starting a new job, and the new job it it deals with working with other people, working you know communicating with other people and stuff like that. And I'm not fully don't really know what to say in this field too, but yeah, definitely it lets you be you. I will say that role playing lets you be you to a certain extent. I do want to hold on one second. I will start these videos early today. Like I said, we're only doing probably 2.5 hours to this. And like I said, I apologize. I'm so late and stuff like that. It's just I had a very bad headache. You know, but yeah. Hey yo, why is this dude Bronze talking about? This isn't the Bronze Reaper show. Black King. This is the Chocolate Man podcast. That's why it's on the bottom. About open relationships and got a big ass bottle. Oh, I got two. Because this is what I use to put on my body so I don't be ashy. I actually need some now. Behind them. It's early. Oh, this isn't the Bronze Reaper podcast today. This is the Chocolate Man podcast. Y'all forget. That's why I put it on the bottom. This is why I got that thing for this. You looking masters. Nah, but so this show right here, this channel right here, Black King, this is for empowerment, finance, encouragement, relationships, lifestyles. It's different. So it's a different show. This isn't the show that we usually do. So yeah, that's tomorrow. We will do the Bronze Reaper tomorrow though. But thank you for showing up though. Oh, okay. But thank you for showing support, Black King. This is a Chocolate Red Podcast show. Yeah, yeah. Thank you for showing up though. I was supposed to do it at 9:45. It's just I had a big ass headache. I got my cup of coffee right here, so yeah. But I feel like let me go back to what I was saying. So role playing in certain relationships, I think is great, but I feel like in certain parts you might need a partner that likes stuff like that. If you have a partner who just wants to jump into it and stuff like that, then hmm, you might need a side partners. I'm just being personally honest. If you're female or your guy ain't into that, what depending on who you are, don't like that, you might need a side partner and stuff, man, or just a new job. Give me a second. Cause I got some boiled eggs on the stove. But yeah, it's like me. I've been doing it. I slowed down on it because, like I said, I like as me, I don't have that much time to just be doing anything anymore. To have a great time, definitely I just do my podcasting and my indies wrestling. So it's I've been doing, and also the partner I had doing this, she was actually into stuff like that. She left the state, so definitely yeah, it happens, man. Sometimes you give and go, and sometimes You have to figure out if your partner is into stuff like that. Like I said, if your partner's not into it, it's like I said, you might need a side partner, or or have I ever had somebody that wasn't just into that and they just want like I had this one girl. Um, all she just wanted was just dick. That's it. Dick her down rough and hard and stuff. Call it the day. She's kind of rough with you. It's that's sometimes the type of chicks you might get, or a guy who'll do the aggressive thing, but the role playing he might not do. And that's for you ladies and stuff like that. And this is why I always so that's why was it one of those shows I told you I say when you're dating you got to figure out who your partner is, because if your partner isn't into the things that you're into, then it's going to be difficult. It's always going to be. I always tell people this: things is a challenge, and sometimes things is a what's the word? It's a it's a I can't find out. I can't figure out what the word is. It's a sacrifice. Sometimes you have to sacrifice one thing to get another thing. You know. Yeah, it's sometimes things is a sacrifice. Like me, I like to travel a lot. I don't travel as much because now I got kids. My children's mother don't really, fuck with the traveling like that. You should be covering the. You know what, Black King. I'll cover it on Friday night because we do like 5 6 hour shows. I'll cover it Friday night. I'll do a reaction video to it, or I'll do a reaction video on Saturday afternoon. Just do just do that reaction, and that's it. I have seen it. It was to me, it was weird. The reason why it was weird, because it's weird because Anton Daniel has points, but that's not everybody, you know. Then when he says stuff, he gives blanket statements too. It's like in life, there's always in life you always have to be a hypocrite to something. You always have to be biased towards something, and it's because everybody has a weakness. Everybody has some type of weak point. It depends what your weakness is. Anton Daniel's weakness is white people. We seen a white man try to tell this nigga to get out the store. He's not supposed to be here, and he'll say that's not all white people, but he'll paint black people with a broad brush and say like, yeah, all these niggas is lazy and violent. So it's just uh like I do, then I don't want to do that show, but I know I would have to do it because that's what y'all want. This is the stuff that y'all want. So yeah, I will do it. I will do that show. Just give me some time. I'll do it tomorrow or Saturday. I'll do a show on Saturday just for y'all. Definitely, know what? Definitely for you, because Black King, you have said it. You say you want this is what you want, so definitely I'll do something on Corey Holcomb and Anton Daniels. Is Anton Daniels like Nigerian or like Haitian? Like I'm still trying to figure out what the fuck is this guy is. I know he's from Detroit, but there's foreigners that went to Detroit. You know, um, like because he talked like a foreigner. Um, I'll say this, Black King. I don't want to put that on I would not want to put that on the Chocolate Man podcast. Stuff like that with black men and women I mean, was it black lifestyles and stuff like that? I will put that on the Bronze Reaper podcast. And that's the reason why I have the Chocolate Man podcast and I have this show. This is why I said I have these type of weird questions that I always want to ask, like about role playing, about BBWs. We did a show on BBWs. Role playing. I think it's great for people to do role playing because it helps you with in the bed, and it also helps you if you're an entertainer. You know, I'm not trying to tell a nigga to play a slave role, and if you stuff like that. Time to start a new channel. Yeah, that's why I'm doing this show. Like with this channel, I do once a week. I'm trying to do this show once a week. So it'll pick up. And this show I do on Facebook Live too. I do Facebook Live on this one. So um yeah, there's a difference why I do these shows and stuff like that. I barely put videos out. I usually just do talking. I actually like this show. I think this show right here, if you want to cut, because it's a different. You always tell people all the time it's a different feeling from Bronze Reaper podcast and the Chocolate Man. The Chocolate Man is about upbringing each other and stuff like that. If we have certain problems, or if you're into like certain things, like a swinger lifestyle or cuckold. That was my first show. It was about cuckold. Um, which one's better, a paramour or an escorts? They're kind of the same thing, but there's a difference to it. You know, one's a mistress, other one's business. Um, but make sure the shorty is comfortable role playing. Don't end up like yeah. I'm gonna say this. And I'm gonna be personally honest. Cassie was just slutted out. Um, she was slutted out. And I don't think that, and it's not a crime to be slutted out. And I'm gonna be personally honest. So what Diddy did, I don't think is illegal. I think what it was illegal and what he got charged for is what he got charged for was tricking off, spending money on men for Cassie. That's what he got charged for. You know, it's very weird, man. It was like at the end of the day, they were trying to make him they were trying to make an example out of him for other people. This is why I always tell people don't fly out women, or tell women don't fly out men. Tell them to spend their money. I'm gonna show you an easier way of doing things. Tell them to buy a ticket, and when they get here, you'll give them the money back. You know, do that. It's much more easier. You could say like, "Yo, see, I this was it because it's called because they're gonna hit you with human. They're gonna hit you with sex trafficking or soliciting. They're gonna hit you with the soliciting charges. Give me a second, everybody. Let me go check on my eggs. I'll be right back. right, I'm back, everyone. But yeah, you get hit with you get hit with solicitation, and you'll get hit with sex charges. So definitely be careful with that. I would say this too. Technically, I'm gonna be personally honest. What Diddy was doing was role playing. It was a form of role playing. The reason why I'm saying it's a form of role playing is because give me a second. I hate looking at my sneakers, so I usually like do this. Um, it was it's a form of role playing, and the reason why I say it's a form of role playing is because Diddy was putting on different outfits on. Diddy was watching this girl, get banged out and stuff like that. And I will say this: you'll be surprised how popular it is in certain communities. So I wouldn't say don't knock it if you try it. I wouldn't tell you to do that with your girl. If you fly a shorty out for sex, you're basically paying for sex. Might as well get yourself and that's cool. Yeah, that's what it is. That's how what's his name? Look at Hunter Biden's charges. Hunter Biden's charges is the same thing as basically what Diddy was doing. Hunter Biden was flying out women from California and Las Vegas to DC to smoke crack and have sex. That's why he got hit with those charges too, man. You know? Yeah, he got hit with those charges big time. Wait a second, everyone. I'm back, everybody. Just give me a second. Yeah, my camera's acting up today. All right, it's working now. I just had to reset it. So with these new cameras, sometimes you just gotta reset things. But yeah, there are good things about role playing and stuff like that. You can always be different people. You can be different people. You can have fun in the bed with your shorty. And this is why I say if you're into stuff like that, I think it's a great idea to do and try. Um, Also, I would say this because the thing about it, let me tell you what fucks up things like this. Certain people who are like red pill, they're not willing to like role play with their girl. They're not willing to compromise. That's the word I was looking for. Compromise. I think compromising is probably one of the greatest things that a man can do for their woman. You know, compromise. So, and I'm not trying to tell you do no girl emasculating you, and so I would never tell you to do anything like that. So throw that out the window. I'm just saying, have fun. This is the thing, to have fun. Not to be too serious. I'm being personally honest, and I'm gonna say this. I'm glad you brought up Diddy, Black King. Well, I'm sorry, Black King. Black King. I'm glad you brought up Diddy, because at the end of the day, we can't act like Diddy and Cassie wasn't having fun. You know, the stories that I was hearing, like they were telling, only time Diddy ever told Cassie to stop doing something or to do something was to take a break because she was having sex for like 18 hours, 16 hours. You know, getting banged out by different guys and stuff, man. It's just she got a high sex drive, and it's that's I'm not saying that's a problem, but at the end of the day, you're gonna need more, loving than the average person. You know, some people, and I'm gonna be personally honest. There's group role playings too. I don't think if anybody ever heard of that, but there are group role playing. Um, I will always tell people to do, like, if it's not your girl, or if it's somebody that you have on a daily basis, a partner that you have on a daily basis, sign a consent paper of this role playing, just in case if anything does happen, they don't be like, oh, yo, he made me do it. You know, because as I told y'all from the beginning, I thought the Cassie and Diddy thing was a drug dispute. I thought she was stealing from. I think when Diddy would chase her down the hallway, was it down down that hotel? I think that was a drug dispute. She was stealing money or something, trying to pawn the shit off, and just shit like that. It happens. Your best friend is the book of sugar. Hey, it be like that, man. I never did cocaine before, but that's certain people's best friend. I remember I used to date this girl. She was on the sugar booger a lot, man. I mean the booger sugar a lot, She was a party girl, and this was the first girl I ever, well, second girl I ever seen do coke. I seen people smoke crack, but I never seen nobody do coke. So yeah, yeah, definitely. Like I said, it's a like I said, it's a great thing to do, but there are some bad things about it. Let me finish on with the good things. Another great thing is, like, you can create stories. If you like to tell stories, you're a storyteller and stuff. I think this is the best thing for you. Role playing with your loved ones. Let her come into your world. You can also, another one is, you can be someone. You can be someone than other than yourself. It's like, I wouldn't say this is a outer inner outer feeling experience. No, I would never say that. I would say it's a self inside yourself. You know, so definitely, yeah. It's a dope thing. And like I said, also you can have fun with the loved ones that you have. That's a great one. If also, it can spark up your relationship of the freedom that you do have with each other. So definitely, I think that's a dope thing. Give me a second, everyone. Um, but there are some bad things from it. Some people can be addicted to it. Somebody can be addicted to the character that they are. I have seen it before. And this is out of anything: role playing, sexual role playing, entertainment role playing. I'll give you an example of entertainment role playing. Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh yeah. In real life, he never really sounded like that. He sounded like that his whole career because he was addicted to the character. Sometimes you can be addicted to a character that you are. It could be even role playing in bed where you could be addicted to a character and you be forgetting like, yo, this ain't really me, you know? And this was Macho Man. He was addicted to his Macho Man persona. I think that's the only bad part about it. Is that you can be addicted to that persona. Um, Another bad thing is maybe sometimes that's the only thing that satisfies you is that character. Sometimes that's the only way you can be satisfied in bed was is if you're role playing, because you that's the only time you get what you want, or just the whole 9 yards. Um, and sometimes shit just can go too far, I found this one video. You might like it. I know y'all are not used to just seeing me like this, just very calm and stuff, and I apologize. It's just when I'm doing shows like this, I just like to talk to y'all. Don't scare your shorty away role playing and turning into a sexual deviant. Yeah, that it happens, Black King. I'm being personally, that shit happens. It happens. Um, I'll give you an example. It's funny, but it happens. Like, let me ask you a question. Since since you're talking about Diddy, not now, but before, when we were talking about Diddy, let me ask you, what about Adam 22? Did it Adam 22 does the same thing that Diddy does? Don't he slut out his wife, and his wife was an adult entertainer. She retired for a bit. Only thing she had was OnlyFans. And that was only with him. So it's was Adam 22 Diddy before Diddy? That's something to think about. I will say this too. Mm, because once 1 o'clock comes, I'm gonna shut down. Um, let me prepare this video first. So just give me a second, everybody. I just gotta prepare this video, and all right, perfect. Um, so I want to say this. Yes, you can be a sexual deviant when it does happen like this. What's going on with Adam B? Diddy is just a tip from what goes on behind them tall. Yes, you are right. You're right, Adam B. You're absolutely right, man. This is what I'm gonna say. He was he was a scapegoat. He was a smoking screens for everybody. Saying this shit ain't right. People who are doing this, but everybody already knew about what these type of freaks were doing in Hollywood and Miami and New York. I be telling y'all about the sex parties in New York. There are sex parties. Let me tell you something. I have been to the Trump Towers. You don't think those sex parties go on in them Trump Towers? And it's very expensive to get into it. It's hard to get into those buildings. People be having their own floors. Yo, it's you be surprised. So it's don't let don't think, oh well, it's Diddy was the only one doing it. No, there was a lot of these people at these parties. These people are well connected. I've been knew that. I've been said that about these parties and stuff in this role play. They were to it was so bad, like people are finding about shit that was happening 10 years ago, 10, 15 years ago. Now let's really think about it. If we're thinking about, oh yeah, Diddy was doing this shit 10 years ago, how long this shit been going on with these other celebrities? How long these other celebrities have been doing this? You know, I'm just being personally honest. Eyes wild. Yeah, you talk about the Nicole Kidman movie, the Nicole Kidman movie. Try that movie and try the one with Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey got a movie like that out there. Yeah, them niggas been doing that shit for years. And like there's nothing wrong with it. That you're just a freak. It's just you like freaky things. But people been doing that shit for years. You don't remember back in those days, people used to wear the little mask and stuff like that, and go to the parties and stuff like those parties still actually exist. Yeah, that those parties and events still exist. Like I was just telling y'all about the shit in Mexico. I was gonna go to a Mexico swingers party. My boy invited me to it. I was like, and this was like probably like 15 years ago. I said, "Nah, I'm all right." Now you see it on fucking Pornhub. All those freak parties in Mexico. Yeah, there's all those girls fuck. There'll be like three or four girls fucking two guys on the fucking stage, and everybody's watching. Sometimes the girl's sucking some dude off on dude sitting in the chair with a blindfold on. Yo, it'd be surprised. Every girl got a fucking BBL and fucking boobies, and yeah, it's crazy, man. Oh shit. Yeah, Adam, it'd be like that, man. It's like that, man, and it's been like that for a very long time. It's just things is getting out here. You know, all the immoral, all the um unmoral things that people do now is normalized. But now we're seeing that a lot of these people who are in these higher positions, who are leaders in their communities. Like, let me give you an example. Um, Tomorrow we'll be talking about. Give me a second. Let me see. I forgot what we'll be talking about tomorrow. Oh, excuse me. I apologize. On the red pill, Myron Gaines and the red pill on the down low. You gotta understand, a lot of these people are out here are sexual deviants. You know, there's sexual deviants out here. We can't act like, oh no, oh yeah, he's a good guy. He probably is a good guy, but he got a freaky side to him. Don't let these people fool you with that. And as I always say, there's nothing wrong with what you do. If you do it the proper way, um, I would just tell you, just sign consensus, not consensus. Sorry, um, just sign a consent form. A consent form, and it's not because it's just to protect yourself. You don't want to be blasted on fucking 7 o'clock news talking about, oh yeah, this guy's a fucking freak and he was making women, fucking suck in a closet or some shit like that. That's the last thing you want, right now. Especially when all of y'all are doing great. We're and people and what people are going through right now. Yeah, you don't want that type of static. You know. But as I always tell you, just protect yourself when you do stuff like that. Especially when all of y'all are doing. Um, Give me a second. I forgot to do one thing. Um, yeah, I forgot to do one more thing. I was gonna make a new channel. I mean, a new account for this show, but nah, I was like, nah, let me not do that. I'm gonna complicate things. But yeah, just get a consent form. See if there is consent forms and stuff like NBAs and stuff like that. I think that's what they call it on a percent. Yeah, I would have y'all do that. Also, um, with role playing, like I said, like it's supposed to be fun, man. It shouldn't be difficult. Hey, Lala Brown. Oh yeah, get that 50 Shades of Grey paperwork. Yeah, you got to. This is why I always tell people you got to protect yourself. What's going on, Dorsey? Salute, salute. Yeah, you always got to protect yourself. You got to protect yourself big time. But let's go on to with this lady. I think she's an expert.
I want to talk to you about role playing. So everybody's talked about this at some point, like how do we incorporate role play into our sex life? But here's the thing. A lot of times people get in their heads and that's what stops them from trying. So to really engage with role play, you have to get over the idea of looking stupid. You're going to look stupid. Who cares? Like learn to lean into and embrace that. It's like, all right, it's going to be stupid. It's going to be fun. Let's have a good time and let's let go of overthinking and do I do it right? Do I not do it right? I don't know that there is a right way to role play. There's just having some fun and taking on a role. If you can do that, then here are some of the types of role play you can play with. One is an authority. So either one of you can be a police officer and somebody's gotten in trouble and you're coming to like tell somebody they're in trouble. So like, again, if you're doing a role play, it's just you're having fun. Maybe you pick up some kind of baton and somebody's going to get a little spanking. Of course, no, that's not going to actually happen with a police officer, or at least we hope. But with that being said, you can go as far as you want with this, come up with like maybe put your partner in a nice outfit, like I always think it's funny. So like whenever we talk about dressing up, we always think of females in lingerie, but actually I think role play can be a great space for males to take on and put on like uniforms, some sort of authority outfit. Like it could be a police officer outfit, a firefighter outfit, a matador, anything like that can be very sexy. But basically you're just taking on a
Yeah, Dorsey, this is a Chocolate Man podcast. This isn't the Bronze Reaper podcast today. I do every Thursday is the Chocolate Man podcast.
role and you're pretending to be that person. Another one that you can do is the maid. So this one is more female, but it doesn't have to be. There, either a male or a female can do this. But basically, you're cleaning up, you're dusting, you're dusting off a few things. Like, oh, I'm here for you. Like cleaning up, but you're not really cleaning up, And you can do it, for example, without underwear. You have the outfit, but like this is kind of free and moving around this way and cleaning up way up here so somebody can see up under a skirt, for example. And another role play that I really love is actually pretending to be animal-like, because if you think of animals, they're very so it's like there's an excitement and an energy to being animal-like. So some of my favorite ones are the lion and the lioness. Like if you're the lion, then you're kind of pouncing.
I wouldn't do the animal one. I think it's kind of weird. I will say this. Maid one is good. It's simple. These are like simple ones that she's saying, like the maid and was it being a police officer or authority figure? Yeah. What did my cousin tell me? Those are called. Those are called taboo. I think it's called. I think it's called taboo. I was talking to my cousin too earlier too. He was like, "Yo, man, I'm doing this show, and I'm gonna start." Like I said, this is why, like, when we have these shows and stuff, I'm gonna start having guests on the show to actually talk about these role play, and I'm talking about adult entertainers and stuff like that, and just the whole 9 yards. Um, she's actually a teacher. I think she's a teacher, or she got her master's in it. You know, a lot of these people have, yeah, they are. A lot of these people have degrees in this type of stuff. Give me a second. Yeah, a lot of these people have degrees in a lot of these stuff, and there's a lot of stuff that we do watch. So, um, I wanted to show that one. It was simple. Like I said, it's simple. I'll take it. Yeah, a lot of girls like the Pooh Boy one. I was just talking to I was talking to my one of my former coworkers. She always said, it's a female too. She said she always like the boss's daughter. I said, why do you like those? She was like, well, because like you have power, but at the end of the day, you're giving your power away to despite your father. Some shit she was saying. It was pretty dope. And I think about it, I was like, oh, I get it. Like, oh, daddy didn't buy me this, so I'm gonna do this with his coworkers or some shit like that. Yeah. Or daddy didn't give him his check, so he's coming to the house and getting the check, and the daughter's there. you know, just shit like that. That's why we can cheat. We will move on. Boring or disrespect. To a certain extent, yes and no. I will say this: most breakups do come from women. Um, and the reason why, because it's always an emotional thing. And I get it. It's an emotional thing. And what I mean by an emotional thing is like they're not trying to stay in that relationship to be miserable. So, if I can help, you know, fuck it. I'd rather not have me be your responsibility. So yeah, it's understanding. Um, but like her, yeah, it's just I like what she said. I think it was pretty dope. I ain't gonna beat up too much on it. But I'm gonna do another one. I'm gonna do another one. I think this girl's foreign. Uh, I think this one is foreign. So, the French girls are probably one of the most freakiest ones. I'm gonna be personally honest. And that's just me. So don't mind me. Uh, Give me a second. What the hell? All right, here we go. And I'll be
Hey
back.
loves, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be giving you 30 role play ideas that couples should try. I know I've done a video here on how to role play, and I give you instances and examples of where you can do it. And I'm going to be giving you 30 whopping ideas. So if you want to spice things up in your marriage, in the other room at night, and you want to practice this for like 30 days, you don't want to feel caught up with just one activity, I'm going to give you 30 that will be enough to spice things up for a whole month and to make your intimate affair with your hobby feel like it is brand new every blessed night. So our topic is 30 best roleplay ideas that couples should try at least once. Being in a healthy long-term relationship is wonderful. It means you always have someone there for you to be your best friend, your shoulder to cry on, and your permanent dinner date. Best of all, you always have someone to knock with. The one drawback to sleeping with the same person over and over and over again is that it is easy to get stuck in a knocking relationship. But fortunately, there are tons of kinky sex roleplay ideas for people to try in bed without going too far outside of their comfort zone. One of the best ways to have the best sex ever is by experimenting with some hot, sexy roleplay ideas and also living out your knacking fantasies. After all, if you're both open and willing to explore some fun ways to spice things up, from switching up styles to finding creative places to get busy, sex never has to get boring. Playing some knacking games by taking on a new identity during the moment might sound a little daunting at first, but it is fun, I promise. So here are the 30 best roleplay ideas that couples should try up to spice things up. Number 1, the repairman and the homeowner. You've got a leak to fix, and your partner is the only one who has got the right wrench. Okay, I can hear the eye rolls. But this one is surprisingly foreign and simple.
Let me ask you a question, Dorsey. No, because I'm about to shut down in the next 15 minutes. Because this show is only going for an hour and a half to two. I was gonna do 2.5 hours. I'm not really feeling good. But I will say this. I think you call it whole play. I call it having a dark side to you. A dark side to you where having a dark side where you don't want to get out. Like everybody has a different side to them. I don't see nothing wrong with that. Like I'm gonna give you an example. This might be a little bit too much, but some people have ideas of wanting to kill somebody, you know? It's wrong, but they just think about doing stuff like that. But if they do it, okay, then you sick, you know? It's just some shit like that. Some girls, like for example, some girls want to have a three-way with another guy, with two guys. You know, they want, and this is why I'm gonna have people, like I'm gonna have a host on the show, like a special host that I'll pay for to come on this show. It's okay, sixth class, my small habit was encouraging me to take it. Did you like it? I feel like if anything to learn about sex, yeah, I think to me, I think it's gonna be great. But um,
For
yeah,
beginners. Number 2, the professor and student. For
I
anyone who
just
has
said
a
that
little
one.
teacher fetish in their early 20s, this roleplay situation is more fun than glitch. Number 3, the stripper and customer. Pick your favorite sexy
I
song,
told y'all that
slide
one.
on some lacy lingerie, then sway your hips and let yourself give the perfect lap dance. Number 4, the porn stars. Pick a porn you both like. That is if you do porn. So that is why I said you should try at least once. So you pick out the one that is good for you. Please don't come for me for this point. Okay, so pick a porn that you both like, and the one you're choosing is one that might fulfill, the fantasy that you both share, and then reenact it together. Number 5, the on-camera porn stars. Kick the previous idea up a notch and actually film yourselves during the moment.
Ooh.
This is why I am coaching this for married people. You both are married, you're comfortable with each other, so you can do anything that you want to do in your matrimonial home because you have the license to do whatever you like. Before you guys will come for me and say, you're teaching bad thing, have you given your life to Christ? Like, is giving life to Christ the opposite of talking about knacking? I know knacking is a taboo topic, but it feels like we are the worst sinners on earth because you're a sexologist or sex coach. Is that the worst crime to commit? So back to my topic, not only will it turn the both of you on, but it will ensure you two will be at the top of your game. Number 6, the cheerleader.
Oh shit. The only thing I learned is how to stimulate the clitoris. Oh, okay. My man's a meow meow patter. I call you a meow. That's what we call a meow meow patter, Dorsey. Patting the cat. Know how to stimulate the clitoris. Okay, Dorsey, salute, player, salute.
And the football player. If you're already
Yeah.
trying out the poster thingy, you might as well try a roleplay idea that might seem pretty familiar. You can purchase a cheap costumes on Amazon, or you can just use clothes you have in your closets and play your parts. But buying
Amazon or what's the other one? Amazon, Alibaba, you might get a good deal off of or Sheen, you know. Uh because when I was in that lifestyle back in the days, I used to get most of my shit off of Amazon. Um like the straps, hang a girl up upside down, the swing. Um actually no, I actually went to the store to get the swing. Because there are two. You can hang one from your ceiling, or you can have one that you can build. I had the one that you can build. You can get the paddles off of Amazon or Sheen. And paying one, if you do come on, they do got wee wee pumps for you. So paying one, you could get you a wee wee pump, and you can have a BBC maybe. I'm just saying. Yeah, they still got the enhancements, but yeah, it's like I said, it's a different world. And shout out to this African woman right here. Go on, girl. She looked
the
like
perfect costume.
she looked like a freak too. Yeah, she looked like a freak. She looked one of them East African girls. Let me see what her name is. Uh, I think she's French. Yeah. How's it make? To you, man. Damn, she got. Hey, that woman driving. Oh, we might have to watch you a little bit later, sugar. Yeah. So I'm gonna stop that one right there. And shout out to her, man. I think she's French. Uh, Chamora, I think it's like French East African. I subscribe to you too, so hey, definitely. I think it will be great, and I definitely will probably try to do content with her on the Chocolate Man podcast. Uh, would y'all like her on? Would y'all like her on the show? She's a great candy eye, and definitely oh, she's live right now, actually. Um I'm gonna hit her inbox up, see what's her fee to do a show. You know, definitely this is the I definitely gonna say this. I think hmm. Just shit like this, I feel like you should have fun with this. Who's it? Yo, I had this white chick used to be like, yeah, yeah, girls like that shit, especially the pillow princesses. Yeah, they like stuff like that. And guess mix. Good time. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do a guess one time. I'll pay for it. Definitely. I think just shit like this, it comes out the algorithm. Then when Friday comes, it'll bring up the algorithm. And I have this new joint coming in the mail. I think it's gonna. I think I'll get it like Tuesday. Monday's a holiday, so I think I'll get Tuesday on this. But yeah, definitely I will say this. I'm gonna land here actually. I did an hour and some change. I would want y'all to figure out what y'all like and stuff. And don't and put it this way: if it's between you and your loved one, it's innocent. There's nothing you should be embarrassed of, or nothing you should be, feeling like you're doing something wrong. I think if you're doing it with the partner you love or the partner that you want to be with, then there shouldn't be a problem. You know. I want to thank. Give me a second, because I'll do a little thank you on this one. I wasn't gonna, but this is I like to. Oh, excuse me, everybody. I got a headache and stuff, so I apologize for today. Thanks for Dorsey, Adam B, Black King, Lala, and Bomb's Legacy. I know this isn't like the show that we usually do, but definitely we will. We're gonna make this show bigger than it is. Within the next 3 to 4 months, me doing this once a week, I think it's gonna grow. So thank y'all for coming on the show, and I will see you tomorrow for the Bronze Reaper podcast. And take care and have a good